take that back to your chair. You can have one at each. Johnny, do you want to warm your chair? Welcome, everyone. Please be seated, seniors. What an absolutely glorious morning. Good morning, parents and families and members of the boards of trustee, friends, honored guests, and especially you, the great class of 2019. What an amazing day for Williston to celebrate our 178th commencement exercises. And I always like to think of historical context. It's not at all lost on me that this is Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day began after the American Civil War to honor the dead on both sides, the North and the South, and we now celebrate it, as you know, as a weekend, and we pay respects to all the men and women who fought and died for the United States. And I always think it's important on this day to remember that. Today, however, we celebrate the young men and women who are so elegantly arrayed before me. Seniors, think about this. Just about a week ago, we had senior dinner down there. You were all decked out. You looked great. You came back over to the Hills house. You had the largest chocolate-covered strawberries I think I've ever seen in my life. And you were all good to go. And then a week later, or a couple days later, you're dressed up for the prom. You look even better. You spent the whole night in lockdown in the gym doing, crazy dodgeball games and bounce chambers, and it was kind of crazy. You won all sorts of games and played in tournaments on the weekend. And here we are now. I don't think you'll ever have another week quite like that in your lives. But before you get too comfortable, I want you to do me a favor. I want you all to stand up, face the audience, and join me in thanking and celebrating all the families who loved you and supported you on your journey here. So up you go, spin, and let's thank them. And seniors, face me again, and maybe one last time, let's applaud the faculty behind me. Thanks, you guys. As I look at you guys here this last time, it's hard for me not to conjure and think up specific moments that happened this year. Caleb and Maddie giving phenomenal performance in Crazy for You. CD dangling the puck before blasting through Division I hockey defenses time and time again. Of watching Rio dance and move and make moves with his body that I don't think any other body is really capable of doing. Of Sally Allritz's amazing swimming career, of Dora Gordon's scholarly research. I could go on and on as I look at each one of you. And thinking about opening days, and when Chick Egley and his Nike collection came and spoke to you, a whole lot has happened in between. And on that weekend, I recall challenging you to the idea of letting your guard down, to let your guard down when you meet new people especially. And I want to remind you of that today, because in just a couple of months, you're going to scatter to colleges and universities around the country and actually around the globe. And it will be important for you to let your guard down again in order to share your stories with others. They'll share their story with you, and that's how lasting friendships get made. So keep that in mind, please, letting your guard down. Each of you seniors has thrived at Williston. You have grown in ways both seen and unseen. And I'm actually delighted to announce today that once you leave for the summer, seniors, Williston will continue to thrive also, and we're going to begin construction of the new dorm on Brewster Avenue, which you're welcome to come check out as you go to your sophomore year in college. And thanks to our third year in a row at Williston of record-breaking fundraising in the 178 years of the school, this dorm is going to be fully funded, and it will be up and running for girls in the start of 2020. So that's an enormous accomplishment. So this is the moment, and you guys heard enough from me last night. This is the moment where I'm supposed to give departing seniors some words of wisdom, kind of commencement words of wisdom. But we have our own commencement speaker, and I'm not the commencement speaker. In fact, I know who the commencement speaker is because I have the Willistonian. Let me just peruse it here for a second. Oh, here we go. Ann Dowd, class of '74, to address the commencement crowd. It's the Willistonian. This is not fake news. I quote Ellie Wolf, our intrepid reporter and the editor-in-chief of the Willistonian, so this has to be true. I'm quoting Ellie Wolf. "I'm a really big fan of her acting," Ellie said. "I talked to Mr. Hill about having her back on campus multiple times, never thinking it would actually happen." There's a little backstory I need to share. Sometime in the late winter months, in Mr. Talea's office, Ellie saw me and asked if I had found a commencement speaker for 2019 in this event. And I said, "I don't know, what do you have in mind?" And without a moment's hesitation, Ellie said, "You need to get Ann Dowd. I love Ann Dowd." And I said, "Who's Ann Dowd?" Ellie cited Mrs. Dowd's entire biography. And I said, "Well, I could ask, but I'm never going to be able to get Ann Dowd to speak at Williston." That was all fake, since Ann Dowd had agreed months before to come speak at Williston. Ellie knows this. Ellie and I had a number of exchanges in the weeks to come, and she kept saying, "Have you gotten Ann Dowd yet? Have you gotten Ann Dowd yet?" And I said, I'm trying. Here we go. It's awesome. Ann Dowd's Emmy acceptance speak for her work on The Handmaid's Tale went viral. You may have seen it. And it went viral because it was an incredibly authentic moment. And I subsequently watched her interview with Stephen Colbert on The Late Show. That happens to be where I get all of my news. And she tells a great story about how it was she decided to study acting in college. And the most memorable line, and I hope this is not a spoiler alert, was kind of counterintuitive. So this is what Ann Dowd said. She said, "Just because you said you were going to do something does not mean you have to do it. Sort of the opposite of what parents tell you your whole life. Ann Dowd has done a lot of acting since graduating from Williston and then going on to Holy Cross before receiving her MFA from DePaul University's Goodman School of Drama. She has appeared in some 30 films and 40 television shows, winning awards and nominations as Best Supporting Actress, too numerous for me to list. But as she tells it, her inspiration for her life's work traces back to here, to Williston. And sitting in the audience today are retired faculty members, Mr. and Mrs. Ellis Baker, and they came here to see her give this address. And I want you seniors to think about that as you think about the teachers you're saying goodbye to. Someday you may have that same desire to return, to hear them. They may come return to see you when you give such an address down the road in the future. So please join me in offering a warm Williston welcome to class of 1974 alum Ann Dowd.
Thank you. Where is Ellie, by the way? Where are you, darling? Thank you so very much. Good morning. Good morning to you. It is a tremendous pleasure and privilege to be here amongst you on this very, very special day and this very significant day in your lives. How you doing? Are you okay? Are you happy, excited? Scared? Deeply sad? So many feelings, I remember. Oh, look how beautiful you are. I graduated from Williston 45 years ago. I actually had to check the math because I thought that cannot be so. It is in fact true, which could make me very, very old compared to you. I thought, how can I serve them today? What can I say that will be of meaning, that will resonate? I do believe that there are fundamental principles that stood the test of time, and they hold across generations. So shall we begin, you and I? Feel free to join in. Feel free to have an opinion. It's your day. All right, I came to Williston as a junior. I can tell you without equivocation that my 2 years at Williston were the finest years of my education. That includes 4 years of college and 3 years of an MFA program as an actor. The why of that fact is the point of my story today. It is a cautionary tale. Listen and take in what makes sense to you. I believe it has a happy ending. Prior to Williston, I was educated at a Catholic school. And when we hit junior high and school got tough, I just checked out. I thought, I don't know if I can do this. And for whatever reason, I decided to try to be popular and get in trouble and be rude to adults and skip class, all the things that make life successful, not. And suddenly the school closed, and we had to find a new place to go. And I stepped foot on this campus, and I said, this is it. This is where my life will begin again, and I will start over, and no one will know of my checkered past. I sat in on some classes, and I couldn't believe, first of all, they were so small, and the students were smart and independent, and the teachers were interested in alternative ideas. And you could say what you wanted and have a new idea of your own. And I thought, okay, I'm in. I want this. There are 3 things that happened to me here that changed my life forever. The first is I realized I want to learn. I don't want to be afraid of it. I want to step up to the challenge. And I thought, I haven't studied in about 4 years. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. I'm not kidding you. My goal was to be a surgeon. I wanted to go to medical school, and I said, so you better get your act together, Missy. And the second thing that happened here was that I fell completely in love with acting and with the theater. And that is in large part because of two people. One is Ellis Baker, who is here today, and his beautiful wife, Barbara. I wish you had had the privilege of being taught by them, because he is astonishing as a teacher, director, head of the theater. He was a wonderful human being. He had kindness, and he took time. And because the school is what it is here, I got to know his children, Lisa and Carrie and Adam and Ben. Mr. Baker had a tremendous effect on me. And I was invited into a place that was about freedom and make-believe and change and nerves and straight-out fun. The days of rehearsal here, the performances, sitting on the steps outside of Williston Theater, were like a ticket to heaven. I thought, well, how is this possible? This is life. It did not occur to me that you can choose what you love as your course of study. The third thing that happened to me, I came running home in my senior year to tell my family that I had gotten the role of Adelaide in Guys and Dolls. I was beside myself. Mr. Gregory, also a phenomenal teacher here, came and found me hiding in the woman's bathroom. I was afraid to get the news whether I had it or I didn't, and he found me in there. Wasn't that nice? And he told me I had the role, so I went flying home. And I burst into the living room, and my mother was crying. My beautiful mother is here. Thank you, Mama. I love her so much. And she was crying. She doesn't cry often, and my sister was crying. I said, what is it? She said, well, your father has between 2 and 5 years to live. I went upstairs and I cried, and I got a rose. I went and bought one. I collected myself, and I went into his office, and we had fought all through high school, and you know the reason why: fresh, bold, skipped classes, rude to authority. So that's what he dealt with in my high school years. And so I went in and I said, may I speak to you for a moment? He said, sure, wondering, do I need, protection? I said, I'm going to go to Holy Cross. He had wanted me to go there. It was his alma mater, and my grandfather, my whole family. And for that reason, I said, I'm not going there. That's your path, not mine. I mean, thank God I've come out of that scary place. And I went there that day, and I said, Dad, I'm going to Holy Cross. I don't know what I was thinking. I want to go to Holy Cross. He said, are you sure? I do, I really do. I don't know why I was being so. And then I said, and I'm not going to go to summer theater at Williston. I wanted to go so badly, but he said, I don't want you away from the family. I don't want it. I want us together in New Hampshire. And I said, well, I'm not going. I don't know what I was thinking of. So we walked, and then I said, and the last thing is, I got the part in the play. And he was overjoyed, and we walked together to the travel agency where he picked up his tickets to go on vacation with my mother, where he died 6 weeks later. Okay, not going to cry. Yes, I am. Now, grief, what do? I shoved it away because I thought, what am I going to do? I got to go to school now. I got to get it together. I got to prove to him that I meant what I said, that I'm going to be a surgeon, that I'm going to be in pre-med, and I'm going to do it. I promise you. Okay, not to scare you, I'm sure there are some pre-med students. Very good. I'll give you my phone number. We can chat anytime you want. Let me just say this, it's not for the faint of heart. The first class, they say, look around you, because in a couple of weeks, 6 weeks' time, there'll be a third of you gone. Thank you, welcome. And then they said, at the end of the semester, half of you will be gone. I should mention that the first thing I did was sign up for an acting class, which should have been a tip. Didn't. Okay, so, first chemistry test, scared to death. I'm getting ready to go, and I lose my contact lens. And I panic, and I literally run to the teacher, and the whole class is there. I said, I've lost my, I don't know what to do. She said, oh, can you try? I said, well, I can't see, really. could be important. And so she said, well, listen, you can take the makeup test. It's going to be significantly harder, and you will likely not pass it. But I'm just going to tell you that's your option. I said, okay, thank you very much. So I thought, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to take the makeup test. This is the way it is. So I came 2 days later and sat down to the test, and something came over me, which is called, who cares? Because I'm going to flunk. There are no expectations here. Darlings, I had the time of my life. I didn't recognize any of the questions. Oh, wait for that one. You know, you've studied, and then they want you to extrapolate. So you know this, because I taught it to you, but do you know what I haven't taught you yet? It's that kind of a thing. No pressure. So I sat there and I thought, well, come on now, you know a little chemistry, you studied a little bit here, let's see what we can do. And I said, well, if this is true, I suppose that's true. And if that is true, why wouldn't it lead to this? So that's how I did the test. Handed it in, ready to take chemistry all over again. It's a big F coming my way. She called me in 2 days later and she said, I need to ask you a few questions. I said, certainly. Thinking, what? I mean, okay, I flunked, you know. She said, how did you get these answers? They are correct. You know, subtext, where's the cheat sheet? And she said, could you talk me through these answers, please? And I said, sure. Well, if this is true, then I figured that's true. And if that's true, why wouldn't this be true? If that theorem holds up, let's see what happens. I went through every problem that way, and she said, okay, that is a circuitous route, but it is accurate, and you have an A. What is my point, my loves? What is my point? Somewhere in me, I had the goods. I had what I needed. What you have, my loves, is enough. But I didn't let that beautiful gift, and they're coming at you all the time, those gifts, by the way. The universe is very, very generous. Instead, I buckled down. I said, nope, studying harder. I'm going to stay away. I'm going to come back on vacations. I'm not going to be home. I'm going to be home 2 days. Hi, Mom, you know, siblings. I'm coming back. And this began my long relationship with what became my closest companion, anxiety and stress. And it took me many, many, many years to let go. All right. The ones who loved chemistry and pre-med and all their subjects, they didn't stress. They were happy students in college. They did things, they had fun, because they loved chemistry. They studied, but they didn't, you know, they weren't like me in a corner all the time. The only thing that brought joy was the plays I would do at the school. My organic chemistry teacher said in my sophomore year, what's going on here? You're doing well, you don't even know it. You're not happy. That's not the way it works. Just because you committed to something when you came in at 18 years old doesn't mean it is your path. Okay, took that in, didn't pay attention, but took it in. Senior year, my roommate, beautiful, Maribeth Wally, her brother drowned, and she was heartbroken. And the two of us connected in grief. And the truth about life, what is important and what is not important, were right here and close to us. And we worked our way through. And she looked at me one night and she said, do you want to be a doctor? I said, no, not especially. She said, don't you want to be an actor? I said, yes, I do. She said, what are you waiting for? The next week, I went and auditioned for an acting conservatory. I got in and I thought, now life begins again. But guess what, my loves? If you want to be an actor, you have to know yourself. You have to be comfortable with yourself. You have to accept your failures. I don't care what field you're in, by the way, but I can speak to being an actor. You have to drop the armor. Drop it every day, a little bit at a time. But I approached it like chemistry and physics. I read the text 5 times. I knew all about the history of every single character. I want to know this. I want to know what the character... It doesn't work that way. Acting is a relationship. It's like a friendship. Gentle, respectful. You tell me about you, and I'll tell you about me, and let's together find out who we are. Very important. I was entirely trapped by my own fear. Okay, let's jump ahead. first Broadway play. I'm on the way, a wreck. I said a little prayer to my father. I said, Dad, give me something to help me through this first night. Broadway's kind of a big deal. I'll just toss that out. And I got to the stage, and I'm not kidding you, it was as though a kind of shelf appeared between me and the audience. All fear dissipated, gone. And what I realized is that we are all connected. Your parents, your faculty, your friends, you are connected. There is no reason for fear. I mean that. Jump ahead to another Broadway play in which I had terrible stage anxiety. And that comes from, by the way, you know what I mean, suppressing anxiety, suppressing depression. And one day I had absolutely nothing to give, nothing. And I thought, I'm desperate, and I laid down and started to meditate. Desperation for 20 minutes a day, and suddenly, the present moment began to appear. There would be times when I'd be walking down the street and suddenly become present, and I thought, what's happening here? Is this an amusement park? It was so magnificent. Darlings, I'm not pushing meditation, I am pushing present moment, because anything can be accomplished in the present moment. Life is very, very fast for you all. Slow it down. Do your best to slow it down. Okay, so what's the point of all this? What am I saying here? It took me many years to realize that I had abandoned my essential self, which is to say my heart and soul. I had relied entirely on my mind. That's a very tricky thing to do, trust me. It's not a good compass. Whether you believe in God or a higher power or the universe, wherever we came from is bigger than ourselves. And we all come into this world with gifts that we are meant to use. We come in with a guidance system that is truly your own. But you must listen. You must listen. It's yours. It's been given to you as a gift. Pay attention. All right. You know what I think your job is? It's to find your love story, however long it takes you. And by love story, I mean the love you have for the work that you will do. We are all here to use those gifts. There are no strings attached. Keep your love story alive. Nurture it. Treasure it. Take many trips out of your head and into your heart and soul, because that is where freedom lives. That is where lack of judgment lives. That is where love and hope thrive. Very good compass, those. Do not let go of your connection to yourselves. Do not allow anxiety and stress to rule the day for you. Life is not meant to suffocate you. Life is not about walking the plank. Trust yourselves. Listen to your guidance system. It comes from within, and you will all find your way. I hope some of this makes sense to you. It's a very exciting day. All right. Now, you choose your perspective on life, just so you know. It's not things happening to you. They are things happening for you. Everything that happens, you choose how you're going to respond. I remember when I was in Los Angeles, and I had lost tons of weight. I was bone thin, starving and bone thin. I thought, you know what? I'm going to get a million jobs. I'm in Hollywood, slim, got the hair done. We're looking good. I could not get a job. And I would come home after each and every audition that I did not get, and I would wail, literally. And one day, in the middle of a wail, like the sound I just made, that sound, I just went, I said, what are you doing? Literally. And my husband's like, uh-oh, she's gone. I said, what are you doing? Why are you choosing this as a reaction? These disappointments don't mean a darn thing. Your roles that are meant for you are coming. Stop it. You have 2 kids. Your husband's still here. He didn't leave. No, life is good, baby. Don't go down that lane. I never cried again about an audition. I don't mean don't feel disappointment. Feel it. Gotta feel it to heal it. I hate that, but it happens to be true. And then I said to myself, I'm going to change things. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to go into the audition in the future, and I'm going to realize that I have the role in that room. I'm the one doing it. It's mine. So it took away that wanting dynamic. This goes across all fields, by the way. Your interviews next year, the friends you're going to make, whatever's going to happen, you have it in the present moment. It's very powerful, because you're not going in there saying, really, no. You're in there and you're comfortable. You're not arrogant, none of that. You just know. And I would say a little something before I went in, and I would say, please show me, again, to the universe, to God, whomever you look to, and I would say, could you tell me something special about this character that I don't know anything about yet? Just a little sign, would you? It's like a little game between me and the universe. And without exception, a little something would come, a speech pattern, a little twitch. And I thought, oh my goodness, the help is coming from everywhere. Listen, babes, it's there. It's there for you all. Okay, now, stay humble. What does humble mean? I looked in the dictionary. It took me 10 minutes because I forgot how dictionaries work. It's marked by modesty in behavior, attitude, and spirit, not arrogant or prideful. I'll tell you something, the best actors in the world are the humblest, because they know the way into the human heart and soul is through humility. I've worked with a ton of arrogant actors. I don't know what goes on there. I don't know where that ego came from. Part of you wants to say, babe, I know your parents didn't raise you this way, so where is this coming from? But they never get to the core of the character because they're stuck on themselves. Jesus Christ was humble. Gandhi was humble. Martin Luther King was. The Buddha. Einstein, humble. Go there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to live. Honey, you already know all this, so just forgive me. I'm speaking as a parent. Use your manners. I'm serious. I don't know where they went, but they went somewhere. And you have them. I can feel it. Please and thank you. Looking in the eye, someone. When someone's speaking, look at them, even if you're bored senseless. Now I'm looking at y'all. That used to happen in acting school. Anytime we'd be bored, no chance, out the door. You're here, you're present, you're going to pay attention. Do that. I know you can do it. Give an older person your seat, or anyone who looks tired. Oh, may I offer you my seat? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Full sentences. Beautiful. Look people in the eye. We talked about that, right? You're going to try to say goodbye to these faculty members, and I wish you luck on that one. It's brutal. Look them directly in the eye and let the tears flow, because yes, this kindness, show it. Look for an opportunity everywhere you go. Keep your eye and your ears peeled for that. There are so many who are suffering. It's just a little thing, but do it every day. And when you're in school next year and you see a classmate who is struggling and they're trying to hide it because they want to man up and get through it, take them aside. I understand. It's okay. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. If you guys are in trouble in college and you get scared and you feel anxious and you feel depressed and you feel overwhelmed, which could happen, reach out. Ask for help. Don't wait. I waited. That's not your friend. Life is safe. Be on time, darlings, And, not just for the respect of others, for self-respect. You know what I'm saying? You'll get in the habit of that. I imagine you already do it already. Okay. Stay grateful for every single day and for all that happens in that given day. The good, the painful, the joys, the triumphs, the despair, all of it, be grateful, because it is all part of the journey. I'm looking at my little sweet one here. Where'd you go? Sorry, shouldn't do that on her graduation day. Terrible. Okay, let the world know in no uncertain terms that you have arrived, and you are ready, and you are willing, and you are on it for the adventure. When I got to New York, I didn't have an agent, in fact, nobody was interested. And I said, okay, And I would go in front of the Broadway houses, this is the truth, and I didn't care who saw me, and I put my arms straight out like this. And I would say right to the theater, "Hello, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I will be there soon, and I'm not going to be in the audience. I'm going to be on your stage, and I thank you for that. Thank you very much." Like this. And I would go around to the houses. I didn't know what else to do. Announce your arrival to the world. No arrogance. Awareness of the gifts you've been given, and you're going to get the job done. Every class you take, just as simple, "I'm here. No other minute's going to be like this one." Okay, when I didn't have work, which was often, and I would start to lose hope, I'd go straight into the bedroom and I'd do every monologue that I knew. And I would look in the mirror and I'd say, "I'm an actress, and that's why it's going to go. I don't know how long it's going to take. I will keep the faith, and I'm never giving up, because that is my love story." Don't be afraid, if you haven't found it, to shift. Important. Yes. Find within yourselves the unshakable faith that all will work out. Nurture it. Not false, but the truth about you. Celebrate the small victories, my loves. You pass a quiz, you thought you were going to fail. Hallelujah. It's not your course grade at the end. Who cares? Every little triumph, celebrate it and be grateful for it. If I got a tiny role, I would skip around. Didn't matter to me. 2 lines. Ah, someone said yes. Someone said no, I agree with you. That is your path. Come here. Celebrate them. They will sustain you. All right. Life is long, by the way. It's heartbreakingly short. And you dance on this earth for a short while. But life is long. Take many breaths. It's not a race. All right. Oh, you know what? You know what you have in abundance? You have guts. That comes with youth, by the way. You have guts, and you have a fierce, fierce spirit of I can and I will. Don't you? You have that, don't you, loves? You know you can do it. Take advantage of that, because it diminishes over time. When I look back and someone say to me, "You want to do it all again?" Are you kidding me? Oh, youth. Heck, youth. Youth is hard. Do you know what I'm saying? Where you're going is a challenge. But you've got what it takes to do it, loves. Locate that inside. All right, now, I'm sorry. My daughter gets angry when I speak of this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't use the word "like" 5 times in a sentence. I mean, for the love of God, don't do it. I mean, and sentences don't go up at the end. It's not a question. There's a period. You know what I'm saying? And there are consonants. Yes. I don't mean you have to be an actor, but I have coached people who've graduated from college, and they're smart, and they're going on to this organization and that organization, and I'm thinking, babe, you don't know how to talk. I have to block out what I'm hearing from you because your pitch is too high, and you're saying "like" every 3rd word, and you're, And I've literally taken some aside and said, "Darling, just look at a little voice and speech class. How you speak is very significant." So you hearing me on that one? Please now, very good. I'm gonna hunt you down if I hear you're doing it. Oh, this is a tricky one too. You got to put down those phones. I'm not joking. No, but I'm really serious, loves. I feel for you, because you don't know what it was like not to have a phone. We couldn't find the phone in my house. And I was usually restricted from using it because I had skipped 52 classes. Do you know what I'm saying? Phone. Darlings, the reason you got to put it down is because the answers come in the silence. The deepest answers and the secrets that are meant for you and you alone come in the silence, in the quiet. You will not find them on your phone. You will not find them on your computer. You will find it only in the quiet moments when you're not fidgeting, trying to do something else. Stay in nature. Nature is a very good source. Slow it down. I don't know what to say about social media. I really don't. Be careful, please. It can mess with your mind. I'm not on it. First of all, I don't understand it. But when I first heard phrases like me on Facebook, I thought, is this a joke? What do you mean, like me? What's the matter with you? Who raised you? Like me, I'm not. Guys, I don't know what's going on there, but, easy, okay? I don't want to bore you, but easy on that. Our country has lost its way. The world has lost its way. You must have a point of view about the world in which you live. Do not turn a blind eye. You are responsible too. Stay alert, stay aware, choose your position, and fight for it in every legal way possible. Don't be one of the quiet ones that says somebody else will do it for me. We are in trouble. And you will feel the effects of this as your lives move on. We can do this, but we have to do it together. Please. And you must, at all costs, vote. It is your duty. Okay, we're coming to the end of this. I'm going to say something about alcohol and weed and all of that. Okay, I can't tell you the stories my daughter tells me about college and the amount of, forgive me, vomiting and unbelievable drunkenness. Guys, you know what? Stay home and have a beverage if you want to, or two. Talk to your parents, have a little, whatever you're doing. Take care of yourselves. Don't go overboard. There's no point to it. Moderate. I don't know what to say about weed. No, don't get in the habit of stepping away from life, from escaping. Say, oh, I don't want to feel that. Can't wait for that beverage. Stay with it. Feel what you're living with. Occasional, but please moderate. Take care of yourselves. Very important. I told you that I graduated 45 years ago. What I didn't tell you is that this is the first time I have been back. And there's a very important reason for that. I remember it very well, graduation. We chose our pretty white dresses. Couldn't believe it. We weren't going to wear these schmatas, you know what I'm saying? We were going to wear, no offense, lovely. We were going to pick our own dress. And in our day, which is what we wore, long white dresses, and the white rose, and the men were in their nice suits. And I'll try to get through this. When I tried to say goodbye to the faculty, couldn't get through it. My father had died in March, and everything was coming to an end here. And the assistant dean, I don't know if that's her title, said, I know. And she thought I was speaking about my father, which I was in part. But also, I knew that I was leaving a place that was sacred to me. And I have always been afraid to come back because I always felt that my truest self I left somewhere here. But I'm back today, and I have claimed myself. And I am so deeply grateful to you, and so honored to be here on this day with you. Thank you for having me. I'm going to read a poem in closing. Take in what you can. It's called The Wild Geese, and it's by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Congratulations.
It's really easy to follow an award-winning actress. And Dowd, thank you so much. That was a profound story. I didn't know anything about not coming back for 45 years and the reason behind that. And I want a transcript of that address because it sounds to me, and I mean this very seriously, the philosophy of Ann Dowd. And it sounds like a life book that I could keep reading over and over again every day and learn something from. Now to some fun stuff. I'm going to ask Assistant Head of School Ann Pickrell to come forward to present awards. Before I do that, a logistical thing. We are having our professional photographers take pictures of all of this, so you don't have to come forward for this or for the diplomas, and then we send those photos to families. So we got the photography covered. So, Ms. Pickrell.
Thank you, Bob. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Ann, for sharing your inspiring story with us this morning. Not only do we share the same name, we happen to be the same age, and after 37 commencements, it really doesn't get any easier, but we thank you so much for coming back to Williston and sharing your words of wisdom. Thank you. Over the past few weeks, Williston students have shared their passions and accomplishments widely within our school community. We have celebrated those endeavors in many venues, beginning on the stage with Crazy for You last month, numerous concerts, art openings, tournament games, and the amazing Williston Scholars Showcase last Thursday. It gives me great pleasure to share with you the most notable accomplishments and recognize overall distinction within the class of 2019. Earlier this week, we held our athletic awards to celebrate another incredible year for success in Williston athletics. To honor this distinguished level of participation, the athletic department presents a senior award, the Blanket Award, to those seniors with exceptional participation. For seniors who have been at Williston for more than 1 year, they are eligible for this award if they missed only one season, not including their senior year. 28 seniors were presented the Blanket Award on Thursday. I ask that they all now stand and be recognized. I would also like to acknowledge the senior recipients of our 2 top athletic awards. I would like to ask those individuals to stand now and also be recognized. The George Denman Bowl for boys and the Alumni Bowl for girls are awarded to seniors whose contribution to the athletic program has been characterized by exceptional achievement, faithful participation, and loyal devotion to the best interests of the school. This year, the George Denman Award was awarded to Aboud Abusa. This year, the Alumni Bowl was given to Maura Holden and Kate Holmes. Yesterday afternoon, we held our academic awards ceremony, which celebrated outstanding academic achievement for the year. There were 75 different students who received prizes for their academic accomplishments in the upper school during this past academic year. At this time, I ask that all recipients of course awards and prizes please stand and be recognized for your achievements. We also recognize overall excellence at each grade level, and I'd like to highlight the winners of each of the prizes that were awarded yesterday. I will read the names of the recipients at each grade level and ask them to stand, and we can applaud them together as a group. For the 9th grade, there are 3 prizes. Benning Johnson was the recipient of the Head of School Prize, Sage Friedman was the recipient of the Yale Prize, and Sarah Markey was the recipient of the Bowdoin Prize. For the 10th grade, there are 3 prizes. Molly Kinzel was the recipient of the Head of School Prize, Jisoo Wong was the recipient of the Smith Prize, and Ruby McAlone Yates was the recipient of the Williams Prize. For the 11th grade, there are 5 prizes. Sarah Kimmel was the recipient of the Head of School Prize, Stephen Wong was the recipient of the Lincoln Grannis Prize, Bree Banis was the recipient of the Holy Cross Prize, Eric Albanese was the recipient of the Dartmouth Prize, and Nat Markey was the recipient of the Harvard Prize. Before presenting the senior class prizes and awards, I am pleased to make announcements about the Williston Scholars Program. This year, we offered 7 courses within our Williston Scholars Program, and there are 8 seniors who will be recognized at this time for their exemplary work. As I read the names of the seniors, I ask that they come forward to receive their certificates from the director of the Williston Scholars Program, Kim Evelti. For their work in the English department, Kira Bixby and Jamie Galea. For his work in the math department, Kome Kadoya. For their work in the History and Global Studies department, Dora Gordon, Robbie Hill, and Simon Kim. For their work in the Performing Arts Department, Maddie Elsey and Caleb Stern. The following are the senior prizes awarded each year at commencement, as voted on by the full faculty and presented by Head of School Robert Hill. The Tara Michelle Katzner Memorial Prize is awarded annually to that student who best exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, determination, and dedication. This year, the prize is given to Christian Anzavino. The Henry Teller Prize in memory of a history teacher and choral conductor from 1947 to 1983 is awarded to that person in the Williston Northampton community who by active example encourages intercultural understanding and goodwill. This year the prize is given to Cassandra Orchid. The Henry E. Donay Jr. 1959 award is given to a senior who has manifested a love of the natural world and who has taken an active interest in the protection and preservation of the world's environmental resources. This year, the prize is given to Annika Johnson. The Westcott E.S. Moulton Award, honoring a member of the class of 1927 and Williston Alumni Secretary 1961 to 1973, is presented to that member of the senior class who has shown a high degree of effort in publications, sportsmanship, leadership, and community involvement, leading to continued loyalty and interest as an alum or an alumnus. This year, the award is given to Ellie Wolf. The Tim Wallace Class of 1962 Prize was established in memory of an English-speaking Union student at Williston. The prize is given at commencement to that senior who gets much from the school because he or she puts much in. This year, the prize is given to DJ Poulin. The Class of 1942 prize is awarded in recognition of outstanding service to the school. This year, the prize is given to Magnolia Armstrong. The George H. Higgins Prize is given to that student in the graduating class who has displayed outstanding character in school life. This year, the prize is given to Maura Holden. The Catherine M. Ockenden Class of 1949 Prize is given to that senior who, in the opinion of the faculty, has contributed moral, positive leadership. This year, the prize is given to Zoe Okaisabor. The L.G. Treadway Citizenship Prize, established by Richard Treadway, class of 1932, in honor of his father, is awarded to a senior who has been at the school for at least 2 years, who has maintained a strong scholastic standing, and who's given promise of future achievement. The chief qualities to be considered are personal integrity and contributions made to the best citizenship of the school. This year, the prize is awarded to Caleb Stern. The The Joseph Sawyer Memorial Prize, honoring the 7th headmaster of Williston Seminary from 1886 to 1919, is awarded to a young man who has made outstanding contributions to the intellectual and community life of the school. This year, the prize is awarded to Robbie Hill. The Dorothy Bement Prize, honoring a The Dorothy Bement Prize, honoring a co-founder of the Northampton School for Girls, is given to the young woman who has established excellence in academic endeavors and in her contributions to the citizenship and overall life of the school. This year, the prize is awarded to Maddie Elsey. We now come to the final 3 prizes which carry the greatest distinction. The first 2 being awarded to the outstanding young man and young woman in the senior class. The third honoring the first scholar in the class. The Archibald Galbraith Prize, honoring the 8th headmaster of Williston Academy from 1919 to 1949, is awarded to that young man who in academics, athletics, citizenship is exemplary, representing that which is best in the school. The Galbraith Prize this year is awarded to Simon Kim. The Sarah B. Whitaker Prize, honoring a co-founder of the Northampton School for Girls and co-principal from 1924 to 1962, is also known as the White Blazer Award. The White Blazer is given to the young woman who has distinguished herself with the greatest contributions to the academic, athletic, and community life of the school while exhibiting exemplary leadership and integrity. The White Blazer this year is awarded to Amanda Shen. The Valedictory Prize is awarded to the first scholar of the class. It is a combination of 2 awards from an era in the school's history when the Edmund H. Sawyer Prize was given for work in the classical curriculum and the Horatio G. Knight Prize was given for work in the scientific curriculum. These prizes are now combined into one. It honors the student who, by record of performance during the senior year, is judged by the faculty to be preeminent in academic achievement. This year, the recipient of the Valedictory Prize is Robbie Hill. On behalf of the faculty and staff, congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2019. We will miss you.
Thank you, Ms. Pickerel. The next set of awards, may I ask Karen Ram, the president of the Cum Laude Society, Mr. Talia is on stage, Ms. Cody, and Mr. Tom Johnson, please to come forward and participate in the awarding of the Cum Laude induction.
Good morning. We're gathering here to honor 12 seniors whom we will induct into the Cum Laude Society, the highest academic award that the Williston Northampton School faculty can bestow. In celebrating such academic excellence, we celebrate our fundamental mission to inspire students to live with scholarly purpose, intellectual passion, and personal integrity. The Cum Laude Society is a national honor society modeled on Phi Beta Kappa. Williston Academy joined the society in 1921. The Northampton School for Girls received its charter in 1951. And in 1971, the society granted the merged Williston Northampton School a new charter. All of us gathered here can take inspiration from the three ancient Greek words that form the motto of Cum Laude. Arete, meaning excellence, dike, meaning justice, and time, meaning honor. Excellence, justice, and honor can characterize the life each of us chooses to lead, and the faculty applaud everyone here who strives to live a life so inspired. Moreover, we thank your families. We hope they will enjoy today as a reflection of their influence upon your lives. Please remember to thank all of those people who have helped you to grow your roots and your wings. As we nurture your curiosity and persistence in the search for truth, beauty, and justice, you have taught us much about language and art, about math and science, about history and philosophy and faith, and above all, about a love of learning. Because we live in uncertain times, your effort matters. You remind us that learning remains a fundamentally progressive, optimistic, and democratic enterprise. In you, we witness what can be accomplished by a wonderful mixture of human potential and hard work, and we catch a glimpse of a brighter future. May you embrace the opportunity to improve an ever-changing world. First, students inducted into the Cum Laude Society this past January, I will call your name. Please come forward and line up on the grass to my right in front of the stage. Dora Gordon, Robert Hill, Simon Kim, Aiden McCreary, Donald Poulin, Amanda Shen, Caleb Stern, Gleed Wong, Emily Warren, Trix Willems. Just scooch to the right there, DJ. Thank you. Good. Now we will welcome the new inductees to the stage. As I call your name, please come forward to receive your membership pin and certificate from President Karen Ram and Vice President Greg Tulea. Graham Allardyce. Nicholas Barber. Rachel Burke. Emily Cho. Turn to his face. Erin Daly. We may need to scooch down a little further. Thank you. Madeline Elsey. Claire Harrison.
Hey, Claire.
Kome Kadoya. Insu Kang. Artur Lisyuk. James White. And Eleanor Wolf. Please, inductees, turn to Ms. Karen Ram, President of the Williston Chapter of the Cum Laude Society, for your formal induction.
Great. Okay, good morning. Your exemplary record in academics and citizenship has earned for you membership in the Cum Laude Society. This society is a fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize excellence in academic work. It is our sincere hope that you will accept the honor of membership as a responsibility to strive for similar excellence in all future endeavors, and along the way, to contribute to finding solutions of the major challenges facing your generation. On behalf of the faculty, I want to thank you for your consistently strong effort. As you have pursued your goals, you have inspired your classmates and teachers. By the authority duly granted me, it is with great pride and pleasure that I welcome you into the Williston Northampton chapter of the Cum Laude Society. Congratulations.
One of the great traditions we have is every senior class chooses its own speaker through a nomination process, and I'm delighted to ask Simon Kim to come forward and give an address to his class in the audience. Come on up, Simon.
Hello, I'm Simon. To think that I'm the only person standing between you and your diploma. It's like I'm taking your graduation hostage and will only let it go if you laugh at my jokes. I was really nervous to speak today when my good friend Michael Jang, sitting there, gave me a piece of advice that I think really embodies the spirit of graduation. So, in the immortal words of Michael Sue Jang, Simon, you can literally pee your pants on stage and you still graduate in the next hour. Hopefully, there will be no need for me to test this claim today. I've always thought the phrase love and hate was a bit weird. People say that they have a love and hate relationship with everything. Siblings, New York, dining hall food. The phrase is so poetic that I love it, but it also makes no sense, so I hate it. I say it all the time, though, and I think the seniors here can relate. We all have a love and hate relationship with Williston. But really, the love only starts kicking in that night before graduation, lying on your bed. And man, that love hurts. It hurts a lot. Last night, lying on my viciously uncomfortable dorm room bed, and surrounded, for the last time, by my dorm room walls that I call minimalistic, but in reality are just bland, I had an epiphany of sorts, a revelation, if you will, that accompanies all ends and foreshadows all beginnings. Today, I have no wisdom to impart. I mean, after all, it's hard to say things like what I wish I knew when I was 18 when I'm 18. Today, I have no dramatic final words, no ensemble of poetic language. I have no tears to put in your eyes or everlasting messages. Today, I have the revelation to share. Lying on my viciously uncomfortable dorm room bed, I woke up on that night of 2015, the first night after my parents' rented car pulled out of the driveway behind 194 Main. It was after a scary day full of firsts, of awkward orientation activities, and hours of faking knowledge in basketball in a pitiful attempt to make friends. It was night after meeting my humongous proctor and introducing myself to my roommate, who just happened to be a varsity football player and an avid wrestler. Still have no idea what Williston did with my roommate's survey that I filled out before coming here. It was the night I was this close to picking up the phone, calling up my parents sleeping in a nearby hotel, and calling everything off. It's over, Mom and Dad. I can't do it. Whether you've been here for 4 years, 3 years, 2 or 1, we've all had these moments. Moments where you just want to pick up the phone and call our parents, our siblings, our friends, and say, it's over. It's over because I don't actually like basketball. It's over because I thought football was soccer. And it's over because I have legs that are thinner than my roommate's biceps. It's over. I didn't make that call, and I lay back in bed. And I woke up a school year later, on the morning of 2017, to the sound of April showers against my window. Kome, my then roommate, was still sound asleep on the bed next to me. Just to clarify, Kome was not my freshman year roommate. He was not a varsity football player nor a wrestler, though he could definitely pass as one, I'm sure. It was the morning of the day we promised to film the end of the year dorm video. Now, Kome was more of the camera guru, so he did most of the work. I was more responsible for picking the music for the video and pestering him with deadlines. We were so low on photos to use for that video. So, that day I remember, we just barged into people's rooms with a camera asking for a photo, which, in hindsight, was probably illegal. We walked in on people playing video games, people just waking up, people shirtless and without a doubt flexing, or people just quietly looking out the window. We walked in on Vishnu trying to play spike ball in the common room, and Insu, obviously, with the basketball in hand. We filmed people we barely talked to over the year, and people who were so comfortable with us that they let us follow them into the bathroom, which we politely refused. And that day, I remember, as we had Williston in our cameras and a smile on our faces, I was relieved that I had never made that call to my parents. In junior year, as juniors do, I woke up multiple times to my highest highs and lowest lows of Williston. I woke up to days of heartbreak and rejection, of exhaustion and absolute laziness. I don't think I'm the only one here. Freshmen and sophomores, here's what's coming. Juniors, welcome to the other side. I woke up to days of endless projects and essays, of finding derivatives and memorizing US presidents and their foreign policies. If there's one name that I will remember till the day I die, It will be Cesar Chavez, I can't even pronounce him, in the National Farm Workers Association because I absolutely bombed that quiz in US history. But junior year, I also woke up to days of absolute tomfoolery, painting cornholes and planning April Fools. I remember watching Graham as he covered Jason's entire desk with Post-its. I remember watching the movie version of The Great Gatsby with my classmates. I remember cooking dumplings with my Chinese class. I remember playing sharks and minnows during JV swim practice with Mr. Doubleday, who was more in shape than all of us combined. And going to watch Avengers Infinity War with all my friends and chanting Wakanda Forever on our way back. I remember why I hated Williston and why I loved it with all my heart. And I woke up today, got all suited up, and looked at myself in the mirror. I poorly attempted to style my hair, ended up just making a wax-riddled mess, and I walked over here with a beating heart and a shuddering hand. After this speech, after this hour, even if I pee my pants, according to Michael, I can finally say to my parents what I almost said to them 4 years too early. It's over, Mom and Dad. Except it's not. I see all of you on the edges of your seat, eager to get going to the next chapter. I see myself, half of my brain already occupied, trying to come up with the perfect music to play on the car ride out of Williston. I'll be taking suggestions later. And of course, I see the faculty, brimming with joy at the thought of getting rid of their most mischievous class. Fine, we'll go. We'll leave. We'll let you and all the rest of Williston be. Except we can't. Because whether we like it or not, we cannot leave what we have become. We cannot leave the clubs we founded, the changes we induced. We cannot leave the games and meets that we cheered for, or the tests we complained for. We cannot leave the neurotic reloading of Veracross to see if our grades are out, or a frantic scramble to get as many chicken tenders as humanly possible. The friends we made and the memories we shared, old roommates, quasi-relationships, the juicy gossip, late-night pizza, and, of course, our harrowing Sammy card photos. We cannot leave you, Williston, because you have become a part of our story, and we a part of yours. So, the love and hate continues. Seniors, today, you walk out. Others, you walk back, study for assessments. Either way, a chapter ends and another begins. Either way, our story remains. And revelations come in the most unexpected way. They come when you go to another school and ask where their stew-bop is. Or it comes in Korea when you go into Dunkin' Donuts and try to pay with your Sammy card there. PSA, Dunkin' Donuts in Korea will not accept Sammy cards and they will think you're an idiot. Revelations come lying on my bed, surrounded by my bleak walls for one last time, heavily caffeinated and loving the idea of leaving Williston at last, but hating that part where I must finally say goodbye. Because graduation is just that, a fancy way of saying goodbye. To tandem bagels, to Sunday ice creams, saying goodbye to dodgeball tournaments and walks to Galbraith, and to chilling on the quad, and most tragic of all, Saturday classes. See, this is the second ever graduation I have been to, the first being for my elementary school. In Korea, middle school is 3 years, so I had to drop out before graduation to come to Williston. Imagine how gangster I sound right now on Korean government documents. A middle school dropout, nowhere to be seen in Korea with only an elementary school degree. I've had it rough, people. And I remember, in that first elementary school graduation, singing a very old Korean pop song by the title Goodbye Now. It's a really good song, not your typical K-pop, but still really good. I remember that the chorus went something like this. Maybe, I'm not singing it, by the way. Not happening. Maybe goodbye doesn't have to be a farewell forever. Maybe goodbye can just be a promise to see you again. Hence the revelation. So goodbye, Williston. Goodbye, the valley we will always call home. And goodbye, class of 2019.
Simon, you just got a standing ovation from 1,500 people, and I think they hated your speech. 2019, before, to borrow a line from our speaker, you announce your arrival to the world, one thing has to happen. We have to get you a diploma. And for that, I'd like to ask Chair of the Board of Trustees, Class of 1976 graduate, Mr. John Hazen White Jr., to come forward and present diplomas.
Welcome, everybody. What a really special day for all of us from one perspective or another. But for all of us, the chance to celebrate these folks. What a great thing. We all have something in common, you know, and many inside and outside of this tent. This place, you know, for me, and I'm sure for so many, it's the best memory of my life. And it shall be, I promise you, for all of you. It's just a wonderful, special thing. So step forward, be proud. Congratulations, the class of 2019. Truly is the most special part of my life. To be able to do this is such an honor. So, therefore, by the power vested in me, it is my great pleasure to hereby declare the class of 2019 to be graduates of the Williston Northampton School with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Congratulations. God bless.
Williston Northampton School diplomas are awarded to Vicente Antonio Abud, and with his diploma to be presented by his grandfather, who's an officer on the Board of Trustees, Graham Allardyce. Sally Amara Alritz. Christian Anthony Anzavino. James Iden Arcolio. Magnolia S.S. Armstrong. Anushka Vijay Bagde. Nicholas Casey Barber. James Bellavoine. Alexander James Berg. Kira Tuyen Chapin Bixby. Ethan Joseph Bradway. Kyler Breland. Otto Bull. Aiden Joseph Burke. Rachel Catherine Burke. Claudia Marie Capone. And with her diploma to be presented by her father, who's a member of the Williston staff, Julia Ann Cavanaugh. Brendan Zai Chin. So-Young Cho. Chelsea Lindsay Clark. Abigail Boldve Kasha. Sophie Vaughn Copperthwaite. Erin Marie Daly. Huang Bing Dang. Christopher William Denham. Caroline DiFiore. Coleman Drugach. Ethan Durst. Ryan William Dwyer. Judah Ariel Ebanks. Madeline Tian Elsie. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Joseph Anthony Ford III. James Charles Galea. Emma Charlotte Gentile. Gavin Henry Girardin. Riley Jacob Glues. Ella Mackenzie Goodman. Jacob Goodman. Dora Gordon. Katie Inul Han. Nancy Harrington. Claire Marie Harrison. Shayla Heekin. Robert Arthur Hill. Maura Jean Holden. Caitlin Michelle Holmes. And with her diploma to be presented by her father, who's a Williston staff member, Karen Ann Janoka. Annika Rehnquist Johnson. Sydney Kathleen Joyce. Kome Kadoya. Insu Kang. John Francis Thomas Kelly. Sing-Woo Kim. And with her diploma to be presented by her mother, who is a Williston staff member, Catherine Fiona King. Walter Kassan. Aristumenes Christopher Koumantakos. Nikola Kovacevic. Virginia Salamia Kazakowski. Thomas Nathaniel Lowry. Ming Huang Lee. Sophie Perkins Little. James Francis Weeks Lustig. Artur Lisyuk. Gates McPherson. Andrew Paul Mannery. Cameron Mariani. Aiden Christopher McCreary. Russell William Midgley. Brendan Niemer. Solomon William Newhouse. Ni Phuong Nguyen. Benjamin Henry Normandin. L. Campbell Nayarati. Joshua O'Feely. Izolegbe Pamela Okaisabor. Cassandra Orcutt. Rio Oshima. Andrew Michael Pellegrini. Ha Tang Fun. Kantarat Pentrakul. Stella Rose Piasecki. Donald Joseph Pullen. And with her diploma to be presented by her mother, who is a Williston staff member, Sophia Ann Prouty. John Philip Purcell. Kate Elizabeth Quimby. Christopher Alexi Ramirez. Owen Woods Randolph. Timothy Rigo. Gabriel Gontijo Ribeiro. Joseph Hunter Robbins. Hunter Michael Sorrow. Vishnu Prakash Shekhar. Tyler Thomas Senecal. Sabrina Shao. Jiachen Shen. Brooke Smith. Molly Solon. Taya Burdette Summer. Caleb Stern. Sarah Rose Sullivan. Thomas Antoine Thibault. Tyler Thomas. Tishun Wong. Emily Fan Warren. Wyatt Edward Wegerson. And with her diploma to be presented by her faculty parents, Emily Aaron Whipple. James Nolan White. Trix E. Willems. Eleanor Wolf. Ziwei Zhang.
Oh my goodness, 2019. It's the end of an era. So a couple of logistical comments here, how it works up as we wrap up. There's I'm going to have a few closing remarks, very brief, something of a benediction. That will be followed by the ringing of the Angelus, which is the bell from the Northampton School for Girls. We start the year with it, and we end the year with it, and that's for a call for quiet reflection. And I think if I'm feeling the spirit and the love in this tent today, it works well to end with a moment of quiet reflection to be thankful for everything that I'm certainly feeling here as well. And then the faculty will recess out into the handshake line, and everyone else, you're welcome to grab lunch behind me in the Reed Center, and then we'll go on. So my last closing remarks for the class of 2019. It is time for us to say goodbye, and doing so brings tears of sadness and joy. As you leave this spacious tent on these storied grounds, you are surrounded by your closest friends and loved ones. As you leave behind your teachers and mentors, know that they will stay with you for the rest of your lives. As you stride forth to chart the next stage of your life's journey, I hope you do so with purposeful steps, integrity in all that you do, and an undying passion balanced with humility. Keep Williston close in your hearts no matter how far away you may roam, and always know that you will find a home when you return. And now we'll have the Angelus sound for a moment of silent reflection. Congratulations, 2019. Announce yourself to the world.